Paramahansa. A spiritual part means one who knows that whatever is working in this material, just like this body, your body, my body. Anyone who knows that this movement, the activities of this body is due to the soul which is within this body. That is the real fact. And this is only outward covering. Similarly, one who knows that Krishna is the center of these all activities, he is Paramahansa. He is Paramahansa. He knows the fact. So, Bhakti Yoga is for the Paramahansa, one who knows that Krishna is the central fact. Aham adirhi devana matta sarvang pravartate. So one who knows that Krishna is the cause of all causes. He not only theoretically but practically convinced he is Paramahansa. So Kunti Devi says that you are meant for the Paramahansas, not for the rascals and fools. You are meant for the Paramahansa. Tatha Paramahansanam Munina. Munina means those are thoughtful, also mental speculators, they are also Muni. Muninam Amalatmanam. Amala. There is no dirty things in their heart. Materialistic person means full of dirty things within the heart. What is the dirty thing? That lust and greediness, that's all. This is the dirty things. All materialistic person, they are lusty and greedy. Therefore, their heart is full of dirty things. And Amalatmana means those are freed from these two things, lust and greediness. So Amalatmananam. For them, Bhakti Yogam. This Bhakti Yogam is meant for the clean-hearted, not the lusty and greedy. That is not, they may try, they will gradually advance, but once is situated in Bhakti Yoga, there is no more lust and greediness. Virakti annatrasya. This is the test. Whether one has become free from lusty desires and greediness, then he is situated in Bhakti Yoga. He is Paramahansa. So Kunti Devi, by humble submission, that you are meant for the Paramahansa, for the Amalatmanam, for the Muninam, and who are engaged in Bhakti Yoga, and what we are. We are simply women. We are in the lower grade. How he can understand you? This is humbleness. Although she understands everything, but still she is taking the position of an ordinary woman, that how can I understand you? Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So this is a short lecture, and certainly have quite a bit of time. And the plan was actually to comment on this a little bit and then go on to the next lecture, which will have enough. It's also short enough to fit in with the time that's left. But in the meantime, devotees, whatever you want to talk about, you can unmute yourself and comment on this particular lecture. And Srila Prabhupada is talking about the comments and prayers from Queen Kunti and the humility that she showed also. So if anyone is interested, they can actually either ask a question by muting themselves or talk about their realizations from this, connect the dots in their own spiritual life, and or have some takeaways to share with everybody. Hare Krishna. So we're going to go to the next one, but I'll just share a little bit. Srila Prabhupada talked about Striya, Sudra, Dvijabandhu, women, Sudras, and then those who are born of Brahminical family or Kshatriya family, especially Brahminical family, but they are fallen, they're not practicing. And he said that people have been saying, especially in India, you're born of a Brahmin, then you are a Brahmin. But you can't be born of somebody who is a magistrate, and just because you're born of that, you become a magistrate just by birth, or a doctor just by birth. You have to study to get there. So, that's why they call it Vijabandhu. And also, Prabhupada himself talked about the fact that Bhakti Yoga is for everybody. He himself was the one that was asked to spread Krishna consciousness the whole world over. But he said that some of his, even God family members, criticized him for making Brahmanas out of, or devotees out of Western people. But he says he doesn't really care about that at all. He has to go on and do it because this is meant for the whole world, not for one particular country or a particular group of people. So that he talked about. He says anyone who takes the Krishna consciousness is actually the most intelligent, the most fortunate, and also the most perfect. Mm-hmm. Then he made a very important point, and I hope the Matajis on here are listening. Ordinary women are less intelligent, but devotee women are most intelligent. That is the difference. Mm-hmm. And then he quotes Kunti Devi as saying Krishna is transcendental to material creation. Mm-hmm. You also mentioned about the material world and the disturbances in the material world. At every step, there's going to be disturbance. And actually, Maya, again, that's good for devotees, especially the ones that have been in for a while to hear this. Maya will test right from the beginning to see how far we are fixed up. And she tests very rigidly to see if we are serious or we're just out to disturb Krishna. And sometimes this disturbance happens right in the temple. Many people don't see Maya's hand when it's coming. Many people don't realize that. And so you just take petty stuff. This one did this, that one did this one did this, and you forget how to behave as a devotee. And you're dead, literally. So you have to be careful against this. How should I behave to a devotee? Aparad means you make somebody uncomfortable. As soon as you approach somebody, it doesn't matter what kind of thing you have. You approach somebody and you make them uncomfortable by how you're saying you are the aparadi already. It doesn't matter to your right, how you're behaving. And this is how Maya tests people. So we have to be really careful. So when Srila Prabhupada brought that point, I particularly was happy to hear it. She tests very rigidly. She doesn't want anybody disturbing Krishna. We have to understand that we are conditioned souls. And in conditioned souls, we're sitting in the cosmic prison. So if we start making noise in the cosmic prison, you're not getting out. If you become humble, then the parole board will consider you getting out. It's just that simple. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, some people think that, I can do this person, I can do this. No, it's all Maya. Maya telling you or telling me if I did that I'm not fixed up yet. Mm-hmm. So we got to behave like devotees, not like karmis. Otherwise, Maya will just point it out easily, and then we're not going anywhere, nowhere near the spiritual world. So let's take this seriously. We have a great opportunity to take advantage of it. Anyone else wants to share? Just unmute yourself. Hare Krishna. If not, it's 8:30, and that gives us time for another half hour. And I'm going to go back and look for another. So just bear with me. Okay, here we go.
Translation. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cowherd men of Vrindavan, and the enlivener of the cows and the senses.
So, in the beginning, Kunti Devi said that Namasya Purusham Tadyam Isharam Prakriti Param. I offer my obeisances unto the person, Purusham, who is Prakriti Param. who is beyond this material manifestation. Krishna is complete spirit, soul, super soul. He has no material body. So in the beginning, Kunti Devi gave us this understanding that God, the Supreme Purusha, Purusha means person. He is not impersonal, Purusha. But he is not a Purusha of this material world, not a personality of this material creation. That is to be understood. The impersonalist cannot accommodate in their poor fund of knowledge how the supreme absolute truth can become a person. Because whenever they think of person, they think of a person of this material world. That is the defect. So, the poor fund of knowledge. Why God should be a person of this material world? So that was clear in the beginning. Prakite para, beyond this material creation. But he is a person. So now that personality, although alaksham, invisible, now by the grace of Kunti, we can understand that although the Supreme Person is invisible, now he has appeared to be visible, Krishna. Therefore he says, Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Vasudeva conception, sometimes the impersonalists, they have Vasudeva conception, means all pervading. So Kunti Devi is pointing out that Vasudeva is Krishna, all pervading. Krishna, by his Vasudeva feature, he is all pervading. Ishara sarvabhutanam riddhese arjuna tishthati. This feature of Krishna, Krishna the original person, has got three features. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as all-pervading Paramatma, Super Soul, and impersonal Brahma effulgence. So, those who are interested in Bhakti Yoga, they have no business with the impersonal Brahma effulgence. That is for common men. Common men. Just like you can try to understand those who are inhabitants of the sun planet, what they have got to do with the sunshine. That is the most insignificant thing for them, sunshine. Similarly, those who are advanced in spiritual life, they are interested in the person, Purusham, Vasudeva, Purusham. That realization takes place, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, after many, many births. Bahunam janmanam anti. At the end of many, many births. These impersonalists who are very much attached to the Brahma effulgence, such persons, they are called Gyani. They are trying to understand the absolute truth by dint of their knowledge. But they do not know that their knowledge is very imperfect and limited. And Krishna, the absolute truth, is unlimited. You cannot approach the unlimited by your limited knowledge. That is not possible. So, by the grace of devotees like Kunti Devi, we can understand that here is a Vasudeva, the all-pervading absolute truth, Paramatma. Vasudeva is here, Krishnaya, Vasudevaya. So this Vasudeva realization is possible by the impersonalist after many, many births. Not very easily. Bhavanam janvanamante jnanavan manga prapaddate Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlava. Sudurlava. Very rare. Mahatma, broad-minded. But one who cannot understand Krishna, they are crippled-minded. They are not broad-minded. If one becomes broad-minded, then by the grace of Krishna, he can understand Krishna. Sevanmukhi hi jiva, the process is sevanmukh. Service. Service beginning with the tongue, Vasudeva realization is possible. The service, the first service is Savanam Kirtanam. Chant Hare Krishna mantra and hear repeatedly. And take prasad. These are the two businesses of the tongue. So, you'll realize. Very simple method. Sevanmukhe hi jivhadu. Krishna will reveal. Not that by your endeavor you can understand Krishna, but your endeavor in the loving service, that will make you qualified. The Krishna will reveal. Sayam eva sphurattat. Krishna is very much anxious to take you back home, back to Godhead. But we are stubborn. We do not wish. So he is always finding out the opportunity how you can be taken back home, back to God. Just like affectionate father. A rascal son left his father loitering in the street and have no shelter, no food, suffering so much. The father is more anxious to take the boy home. Similarly, Krishna is the Supreme Father. All these living entities within this material world, they are exactly like the misled child of a big rich man loitering in the street. Therefore, the greatest benefit to the human society is to give him Krishna consciousness. Greatest. You cannot give any benefit, any kind of material profit will not satisfy the living entity. If he is given this Krishna consciousness, just like the same process, a bewildered boy is loitering in the street, if he is reminded, my dear boy, why you are suffering so much? You are son of such and such very rich man, your father has got so much property, why you are loitering in the street? And if he comes to his consciousness, yes, I am the son of such and such big man, why shall I loiter in the street? He goes back home. Jadagatyana nivartanti. Therefore, this is the best service, to inform him that you are part and parcel of Krishna, you are son of Krishna. Krishna is opulent, 6 kinds of opulence. Why you are troubling, why you are rotting in this material world? This is the greatest service, Krishna consciousness. But Maya is very strong, still it is the duty of every Krishna bhakta to try to enlighten everyone to Krishna consciousness. Just like Kunti Devi is pointing out. First of all, she said, alaksang sarvabhutanam antarbhi avasthita. Although Krishna, the Supreme Person, is without and within, is still to the rascals and fools is invisible. Therefore, she is pointing out, here is the Lord, Krishna, Vasudeva. He is the all-pervading Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he is very much pleased to become the son of Devaki. Devaki Nandanaya. Devaki Nandanaya. Devaki Nandan is mentioned in the Atharva Veda also. Krishna comes as Devaki Nandan. And his foster father is Nanda Gopa, Nanda Maharaj. So Krishna likes to be related with his devotee as father and mother. Here in this material world, we try to make our relationship with the Supreme as father, but Krishna wants to become the son. Therefore, Nanda Gopal. He takes pleasure to become a devotee's son. The ordinary man, they want God as father, but that is not very pleasing to Krishna. Father means, to become father means always botheration, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. You see? Of course, Krishna has got immense potencies to supply. Eko ju bahunam vidudati kama. He can supply everyone as much he wants. He is supplying food to the elephant. He is supplying food to the ant. Why not to the human being? But these rascals do not know. They are working day and night like ass to find out bread. And if he goes to church, they are also, give me bread. They are only bread problem. That's all. Although the living entity is the son of the richest, opulent person, but he has created his bread problem. This is called ignorance. He thinks that if I do not solve my bread problem, if I do not drive my trucks day and night, that's such a nonsense civilization, you see. Bread problem. Where is bread problem? Krishna can supply, if he can supply food to the elephant, in Africa there are millions and millions of African elephants, you know, and they are supplied food. The Bhagavad says, don't waste your time for this bread problem. Don't waste your time. Tasyaiva heta prajateta kovida na labhati jad brahmatam uparjat. Don't waste your time. How to solve your economic problems? This is nonsense. Of course, it is very revolutionary. People will hate me. The word Swamiji is speaking. But actually this is the fact. This is another madness. Suppose you have got your rich father, enough food, where is your economic problem? This is madness. There is no economic problem. If you know that my father is the richest man of this city, then where is my economic problem? Actually that is the position. We have no economic problem. Everything is there, complete. Purnam, Purnamada, Purnamada, Purnat Purnamudachyati. Everything is complete there. You want water, just see, there are oceans of water. You want purified water, you cannot, although the ocean water is so much, when there is scarcity of water, you have to take help of Krishna. He will evaporate the water, he will make it cloud, then when it falls down, then it becomes sweet, otherwise you cannot touch. Everything under control. Everything is full. Water, light, heat, everything is complete. Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. His talk is never finished. Simply you become obedient and the supply is there. You can understand. These Krishna consciousness persons, they have no problem, economic problem. Everything is sufficiently supplied by Krishna. In Los Angeles, the neighbors, they are very envious. You do not work, you have no anxiety, and you have got 4 cars, you are eating so nicely. How is that? They inquire from our devotees. That is the actual fact. We are spending so much money, we have got so many centers, the calculation is about $70,000 we are spending. We supply. Somehow or other we are getting. So there is no problem. You simply become sincere servant of Krishna, everything is there. This is the test. They are envious of us that we do not work, still we have got so much. So why don't you come and join us? That they will not do. You come with us, chant Hare Krishna. No, that I cannot do. All right, then work with your tracks. So. They have made their own position dangerous and others' position also. They say at any moment there may be accident. You see? This is civilization. Nonsense, this is not civilization. Civilization means calmness, peace, prosperity, shanti. In peace and prosperity one should be Krishna conscious, always. Tasyaiva heta prajateta kovida nalabhate jad brahmadam uparjadha. In the animal life or other than human life, we had worked so much, only for morsel of food, day and night working. But still, the food is there, simply. Avidya karma sangha anya titya shaktirishyate. Avidya, this material world, is full of ignorance. So therefore, our endeavor should be how to come out of this ignorance. Tasyaiva hetu. For that reason we should work only. How to come out of this ignorance. That I am this material body, I have to work day and night, and then I shall get my food, then I shall leave. This is ignorance. Tasyaiva heta prajate. So this ignorance, this life of ignorance we have passed. In the forms other than the human being. Animal life, bird's life, beast life. Now, this life should be peaceful, calm and quiet, and jivasya tattva jigyasa, simply for inquiring about the Absolute Truth. That should be the business. Simply. Jivasya tattva jigyasa, athato brahma jigyasa. Simply sit down, just like we are sitting down. We are sitting down and inquiring about Krishna. This is life. This is life. But what is this life? Working day and night like ass. No, that is not life. Therefore Bhagavad says, your life should be engaged for this purpose. Tasyaiva heta prajatit kovida. Kovida means intelligence. Then how my economic problems will be solved? The answer is, tallabhate dukkha badannatas sukham. You are after happiness. Are you after distress? No, sir. So why distress comes upon you? You are not anxious for distress, calamities. Why do they come upon you? Similarly, so far your happiness is also concerned, that will also come upon you. Because your life, according to your karma, is mixed up with some portion of happiness, some portion of distress. If the distress comes without any invitation, the happiness also will come without invitation, without any invitation. Because you are destined already. There's so much happiness, so much distress we will have. Destined. So you cannot change it. Try to change your Lord, this material condition of life. That is your only business. Tasyaiva hi ta prajati ta kovid na labhati jad bhramatam uparjata. Bhramatam uparjata. You have tried. Brahmata uparjata. Upar means higher planetary system. Sometimes we get our birth in higher planetary system as demigods, and sometimes adha as animals, as cats and dogs, as janma, the stool. This is going on. This is going on according to our karma. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Ei rupe brahmanda bhramite kono bhagwan jeev. Only a fortunate living entity gets this opportunity of association of Krishna and Krishna's devotee. Then his life becomes sublime. Ei rupe brahmanda bhramite kono bhagwan jeev. Guru Krishna kripa pai bhakti lata. This bhakti lata is the seed of devotional service. Chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So, Kunti Devi is pointing out that who is the person, Alaksha, invisible, Krishna. Krishna, there are so many Krishna. Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva. There are many Vasudevas. No, Nanda Gopa, Nandana, the foster son of Maharaj Nanda. 3 times he is pointing, here is Krishna. Krishna, who officially takes his birth as son of Devaki and Vasudeva, but he enjoys the company of Mother Jasoda and Nanda Maharaj, the childhood company. This is Krishna's pastimes. So, Ananda Leela, Maya Vigrahaya. Ananda Leela, Krishna's Leela, pastimes are all jubilant. Ananda Leela Maya. Anandamaya Bhyasa. He is by nature Anandamaya. Krishna, you'll never find Krishna is very unhappy. Krishna is never unhappy. Krishna is always happy. Therefore, Nanda Gopa, Kumaraya, Govindaya, he is happy, and whoever associates with him, he is also happy. Govinda. We are after sense gratification. Go means senses. So if you associate with Krishna, you enjoy your senses affluently. Just as the gopis are dancing with Krishna. So there is no scarcity of sense gratification also. But that is not this sense, gross sense gratification. That is spiritual sense. That is spiritual sense. Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jalavigrahasya, we chant every day. That sense gratification is Ananda Chinmaya. Chinmaya, in the spiritual world. Not this third class Ananda with these bodily senses. This is not Ananda. This is an illusion. This is illusion. We are thinking that I am enjoying. But that is not Ananda. This Ananda is not fact because we cannot enjoy this material sense pleasure for long. Everyone has got experience. It is finished. It is finished. But spiritual enjoyment does not finish, it increases. That is the difference. Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahas. Govindam Adi Purusa. So you have to associate with Govinda. Here is also it is said, Govindaya Namo Namo. I offer my respectful obeisances to Govinda. So this Krishna consciousness movement is so nice. You become directly in contact with Govinda. This deity worship is also directly in contact with Govinda. Sri Vigrahara Dhana Nityanana Singara Tanamandira Marjanadu. This Vigraha, the deity of Krishna, that is also Krishna's mercy. Because Krishna is alaksha, invisible, he has become visible for your facility. As you can see, it is not that Krishna is stone or Krishna is wood or Krishna is metal. Krishna is always Krishna. But he appears because you cannot see except wood, stone and metal. He appears like that, wood, stone and metal. But he is not wood, stone, metal. You will get the same facility as Krishna personally. If you associate, you will associate with Krishna. But at the present moment, because Krishna is invisible, therefore he has very kindly taken a form which is visible by you. This is Krishna's mercy. Do not think, here is Krishna, stone Krishna. Krishna is everything. Krishna is everything, so Krishna is stone also. Krishna is stone also. But he is not that stone that cannot act. Krishna act also in the stone form also. Krishna act also in metal form also. And you will perceive that. Sameva spuratada. The more you give service, the so-called stone also speak with you. There are many instances like that. So we should take to this Krishna consciousness movement according to the Shastra. See, I am very pleased that you are doing nicely, dressing the deity very nicely. More and more in this way, offer Krishna nice prasadam, nice foodstuff, nice dress, keep the temple very clean. Sri Mandira Marjanadishu. Marjana means cleansing. Either you dress Krishna or cleanse the temple, the effect is the same. Don't think, I am a cleanser and he is a dresser. No, the dresser and the cleanser are the same. Krishna is absolute. In any way, be engaged in Krishna's service, your life will be successful. This is Krishna consciousness movement. So, by the grace of Kunti Devi, we can understand that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Vasudeva, another meaning of Vasudeva is that when you come to the platform of Vasudeva, Sattang Visuddham, Vasudeva Sabdi. Sattang, Satta, goodness. First of all, you have to come to the platform of goodness. But here in the material world, the goodness is also sometimes contaminated by other low qualities, ignorance and passion. So, by hearing about Krishna, Sinnatang Sagata Krishna, Punna Savana Kita, just like you are hearing about Krishna. Similarly, try to hear about Krishna, always, 24 hours. Chant about Krishna. In this way, the dirty things will be clean. Nasta prayeshu avadreshu nittang bhagavata sivaya. Nittang. Nittang means always. Not that Bhagavad Saptah, the official. No, not like that. There is another exploitation. In the Bhagavad it is said, Nittang Bhagavata Sivaya. Nittang means daily, 24 hours. Either you read Srimad Bhagavatam or carry out the order of your spiritual master. This is also order. Bhagavad is spiritual master, Vaishnava, he is also Bhagavad. Acharyas, Bhagavad. Grantha Bhagavad and person Bhagavad. The person Bhagavad or book Bhagavad, you always serve. Nittang Bhagavata Sivaya. Bhagavati uttama sloke bhakti bhavati naisthiki. Then you will be fixed up, naisthiki. Nobody can move you. Bhagavati uttama sloke, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this way, Krishna consciousness movement should be realized by you, by the process prescribed, and try to give to the people. This is the greatest welfare activities in the world, to awaken Krishna consciousness, the dormant Krishna consciousness. It is, of course, practically you can see 4 or 5 years ago, none of you were in Krishna consciousness, but it has been awakened. Now you are Krishna consciousness. Say others can be awakened also. There is no difficulty. The process is the same. So, by following the footprints of devotees like Kunti, we shall be able to understand, as she is pointing out, Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya Cha, Nandagopa Kumaraya. This is Krishna's identification. Just like we take identification of a person, what is your father's name? So here we are giving, presenting God with his father's name, with his mother's name, with his address. We are not impersonal, it's big idea. No, everything complete, perfect, the identification. If you take advantage of this propagation of Krishna consciousness, then you are certainly benefited. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, devotees, for hanging in there to hear the 2 lectures. We just turned the hour, it's now the top of the hour. Still, devotees want to unmute yourself and make some comments. That would be very nice. Comments based on what you've heard, comments based on realizations or questions that you want to ask. You certainly can do that at this time. Hare Krishna. Again, I'll start off with a few points that I noted. Kunti Devi saying Krishna is a person, the son of Vasudeva. He's the most important person, but he's not a person like in this material world. Then Krishna has features there, which are 3, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Now, Gyanis are trying to understand Krishna through Brahman, but their knowledge is limited. So when one becomes broad-minded, devotee, Mahatma, then they can understand Krishna. Krishna is anxious to take us back, but we are being stubborn, staying in the material world. He's anxious to take us back to Godhead. He's the Supreme Father. And living entities in the material world are like sons of a very, very rich father, but they're bewildered. So the best service is to inform living entities that they're suffering in the material world, and then that they should actually prepare to go back to Godhead. That is the best welfare service. Krishna also likes to be related to his devotee. His father, but he doesn't like to play that role, even though he is doing it, because for father, people make demands to get things like bread. Krishna is supplying millions of elephants. He says in Africa, they have no economic problems. Actually, we don't, but we think we do. And he gave examples of how he himself and his devotees were living. They were not working, and many, many karmis were looking at them and being envious of them. He says, well, then come join us then. No, they won't do that. They'll drive your trucks then, back and forth, back and forth. So life is about inquiry about Krishna. Our destiny is set up already. Happiness and distress amount will come by karma. We can't change that. So we shouldn't try for happiness and distress. We should just come to serve the Lord, concentrate on devotion and service. And Krishna is always happy with those who associate with him. He's happy, and those who associate with him are also happy. So there's no scarcity or sense gratification, but it's a spiritual sense gratification, not a material type. And it keeps increasing over and over and over again, the spiritual world. So we should serve well, keep the temple nice, serve the deity nicely, chant the holy name of Krishna, Nityambhakta Sevaya, constantly serving by the direction of Krishna or the spiritual master. Krishna's direction is in the Shastra. Spiritual master can speak to us directly, or we can take a recording like we just did this morning. So, Krishna consciousness, if we do that, it will be awakening us. We can awaken that in others too by preaching to them. So, when finally instructs us, follow the footprints of Kunti Devi, follow the footprints of the Mahatmas. In that way, we will in fact know the right thing to do in Krishna consciousness, then we'll be successful also. Hare Krishna. Any last point? If not, then we thank all of you for coming on today and have a nice, wonderful, we're in midweek now. And today for some people it's a break. They don't have to work. It's a holiday. Juneteenth, a holiday. So spend more time doing Krishna conscious things. That will be very beneficial for you and for anyone you associate with in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sunibe evacha titanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada.